What if I told you that I can help you make $3,000 a month by only doing 30 days of work? What's more, you'll continue to make $100 a day by not putting in any additional work. Well, if you have a computer, internet access, and you're able to learn pretty quickly, you might want to hear what I have to say. Let's jump into it. It's important to understand that with a lot of direct-to-consumer businesses and any business online, one of the most expensive aspects is new customer acquisition. Most brands do a really decent job of maintaining their customer base once they secure a customer, but they really struggle to acquire new customers and keep those customers coming back. So the whole idea with this strategy and how we're actually going to generate $3,000 a month is we're going to assist those direct-to-consumer businesses, those businesses online. We're going to help them to get new customers at a lower rate. With this strategy, I'm going to show you not only how to reduce their customer acquisition costs, but how we can generate recurring revenue after only doing 30 days of work with these brands. Now, before we get into exactly how you're going to generate this recurring revenue, it's important to understand that we're going to want to pick companies in a very specific niche. Now, this niche should be some industry that you understand and you actually like. So it's going to want to be some type of industry that maybe you're familiar with, that you buy from, that maybe you understand the brand, or maybe you buy products within the industry. For example, let's say you're an athlete and you consume a lot of protein powders. A great example for you would be to work with a supplement company. And all we're going to do is we're going to try to gather as many companies as we possibly can into a spreadsheet. And this is more simple than it actually sounds. So let's say we're going to use the example of protein powders. All you're going to do is go on Amazon and you're going to search for protein powders, and you're going to go through the first 20 pages and write down every single protein powder company that you come across, and you're going to put that into one column. After you have your column of companies, you're going to want to start putting in their websites, and then you also want to put a column in for contact information. Now, this is a little bit of a lengthy process, so I've actually created a document outlining exactly how you can get all of the information of the CEOs, the founders, or the contact person you're looking for. I've made it super simple in a single document that you can actually download in the link in the description. So now that we have our spreadsheet, we're going to have to work on our pitch and how we're actually going to approach these companies to be able to assist them with their new customer acquisition strategy. So the entire pitch here is we're going to focus on one single thing, and that's their customer acquisition costs. Now, brands are very familiar with this. They understand it. It's probably one of the most expensive aspects that they have to deal with. And the entirety of our email or our contact with this brand is going to focus exactly on that customer acquisition. So we're going to send an email to them saying, we're here to assist them and help them to reduce their customer acquisition costs. Now, the most important aspect of this pitch is you're going to tell them that you're not going to be paid until you actually reduce their customer acquisition costs. Yeah, you heard me right. You technically are not going to make any money until you effectively help them to reduce their customer acquisition costs. But the benefit here is you may not get paid up front, but you will be able to do a significant amount of work up front where then you get paid for months to come. So let's break down the numbers and explain exactly how you're actually going to get paid. So during your onboarding process, you're going to learn exactly what their customer acquisition cost is. And that's really the most important aspect of this strategy. So let's say, for example, a company has a customer acquisition cost of $30. What you're going to do is you're going to tell them that you only get paid when you reduce that customer acquisition cost. So for example, let's say a brand is, like I said, is paying $30 for every new customer that comes in, and they're getting 500 customers a month that are new. What you're going to do is try to reduce that customer acquisition cost as much as possible. And let's just say you bring it down to $18 per new customer. you immediately have saved that brand $6,000 a month by bringing them from $30 to $18. And the key to this is you're only going to get paid when they actually see a reduction in their customer acquisition cost. Now, in my experience, I've been able to assist brands and get a percentage of that reduction. So this can range anywhere from 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50% of the total reduction. So if you're able to bring a brand that's getting 500 new customers a month for $30 down to 18, and you're saving them $6,000 a month, you immediately will gain $3,000 a month in payments by reducing it from $30 to $18. The biggest benefit to this is it's a win-win situation. So the brand is seeing a reduction in their customer acquisition costs, and they're only paying you a percentage of that reduction. So the question is, how do we actually reduce the customer acquisition costs? So the best way to reduce customer acquisition costs really comes down to three things. And that's really solid social advertising with really specific targeting. Make sure that they have a really strong introductory product for those new customers, and making sure you have a really solid abandoned cart strategy. First is a better social advertising strategy. And really based on experience, a lot of brands I don't see do a tremendous job with their social advertising. And the important thing to remember here is if you're new to a brand, you're gonna wanna have 8 to 12 touch points with these potential customers before you actually ask them to convert. Most brands think they can just spray and pray and people will convert just by seeing a single video. But really what you need to do is bring them down a funnel or through a customer journey in which they'll actually be more likely to convert. So this just includes making sure that they have campaigns set up where it's extremely broad targeting, where they're getting people to watch these videos, whether it's unboxing videos or review videos. And then once they watch those videos, you're actually retargeting the people that watched a certain percentage of those videos, and then further explain the product, explain the benefits, explain the features. And then the people that watch a majority of those videos, you really then want to go for the ask. But the more important thing is when you actually go for that ask, you want to make sure you have the proper product to actually pitch them. And that's where our second aspect comes in. We want to make sure that the brand has a solid introductory product. Now, whether they're a software company where you can do a freemium model where they can actually download the software and try it for free for a limited time, or if it's, let's say, a protein bar company, whether it's a sample or a variety pack, you want to ensure that this product is not only an introductory product that's just specific to new customers, but is free, close to free, or as cheap as possible, because that's really going to reduce your customer acquisition cost as much as possible. Lastly is a super strong abandoned cart strategy. I never see brands utilize this, and it's hugely important. You want to make sure that every single person that clicks on that ad, that adds it to their cart, and then leaves the cart, you want to make sure you follow up with 100% of those people that abandon the cart. There is so much low-hanging fruit in those abandoned carts of people that saw those 3 ads, they ended up putting it in their cart, and they didn't convert. That is one of the best ways you can reduce customer acquisition costs, by increasing the amount of people that return to their abandoned cart and actually make that purchase. Now, if you're looking for additional ways to actually reduce customer acquisition costs and increase conversion rates, I've already created dozens of videos that have helped countless brands to increase their sales on Shopify. So feel free to watch any of the other videos that I've put on YouTube. But in my experience, these 3 ways are some of the best ways that you can help to reduce your customer acquisition costs. So I hope this video showed you how there really are countless opportunities out there to build that recurring revenue by putting very little work in up front. You can help these brands to reduce their customer acquisition costs and help yourself by generating that recurring revenue month over month over month. Now, if you're looking for additional ways for you to be able to earn even more money, I've created a second follow-up video that shows how not only can you help brands to reduce their customer acquisition costs, but how you can help them to reduce the amount of cost it is for them to get those customers to buy a second time or a third time. So if you're interested in that video, I've linked it below. But take some of these tips, take some of these tricks, utilize them, help brands to go and grow their Shopify.